What's up, my friends? Welcome back. Matt with BAAM Ranch. So today, it's been a lazy Sunday morning. Time for me to get up and get something done. What we're going to do today is just what I kind of call a G.S.D day, a get shit done day. I'm a little late getting started on kind of getting stuff ready for wintertime, you know, with moving and everything that goes along with that. We got a lot to get done today. So y'all come on, let's just have some fun. Okay, so one of the first things I need to do, take care of these water hoses. We got to get those drained, get them put up, get some faucet covers put on there so I'm not replacing broken water pipes sometime in the middle of the winter when it's the last time I want to be out there doing it. So I'm going to be perfectly honest, I don't have a good track record of keeping up with this maintenance on these, so hey, maybe we could do better this year, right? The amount of hoses that I've ruined is something that's a little bit embarrassing to talk about. It would probably be better if I would roll all these up and put them in the, you know, in the shed or something like that, but it's really, really dry right now, and I'm a little bit afraid of, you know, like grass fires and wildfires and stuff. So I'm just going to drain these really good. I'm going to leave them sitting right here. Probably not the best thing to do, but it's I think the trade-off is worth it. It's, you know, the cost of business, so to speak. Okay, now let's drain these. Just gonna throw it over the side of the deck here. I've got a pretty significant downward grade headed that direction, so I'm going to use that to my advantage here. Yep. So when you roll these up, use a pretty large sized, you know, loops whenever you roll them up. It keeps it from taking such a memory, getting so twisted up. So this is soaker hose for the flower bed out front. I'll go ahead and roll this up too. I know this shed's a mess, but don't judge me. I'll get it straightened out eventually. Until then, that could sit right there. There are two brand new ones that I found whenever we moved into the house, so that's kind of cool. We'll use those in the garden next spring, hopefully. But we haven't got around to that whole building the garden business yet. So I need some advice from you guys. Can you see that? Can you see that hole? We've got these gophers that have been digging on our property. Not so much by the house, but they've been digging everywhere out, you know, in the back pasture and stuff. I need some ideas on how to get rid of those. We got this hose here next. This one's on a reel. I don't know if I like that reel. I don't like the fact that, especially when you get to the inside of the reel, like the very start of it, how tightly it curls the hose, but I'm just going to use it until it dies. So let's do this hose next. Pull these, stretch the rubber band, let go of the button, and let it pull itself in, and keep it from coming loose. Pull this out. burning trash in that thing the last few days. And I want to keep this hose handy because we're on a paid dumpster service out here, and they don't allow any kind of construction waste to go in the dumpster. So if we have any 2x4s or anything like that, we got to burn it. So see what I mean? It just gets that hose so kinked up, and that's what I don't like about these things. I mean, they're convenient, they look pretty, but you know, it just, look what it does to the hose. It's terrible. I may leave this one here for a day. I'll go ahead and drain it and I'll leave it here for the day. Alright, I think I'm gonna just lay it out flat out here in the yard, let that kink get out of it, let it kind of relax a little bit. And I'll come out here tomorrow and actually put it up. Hopefully that thing will relax a little bit and we can put it up without all the kinks and stuff in it. It'll lay a lot flatter. Y'all just remind me to come back and do it tomorrow, okay? Alright, next order of business is this stupid thing. Okay, so when we bought this place, this was sitting in the utility room, and they had the top load washers, and this raised it up off the ground a little bit so it wasn't, I'm sorry, they had the front load washer and dryer. Just raised it up off the ground so it wasn't in the way, you know, where they had to, you know, bend way down to be able to use their washer and dryer. We have top loaders, so we didn't need this. Somebody said they wanted it, and they changed their mind, but anyway, I got to get rid of it. Just gonna bust it down, the carcass, the inner carcass of it. I'll probably get rid of the inner carcass, but this is good plywood. Well, it's OSB, but I'll take this this plywood, I'll stack it up in the shed. It'll get used for something for sure. Well, let's go grab the generator, start it up for a little bit, and I think I'm gonna move it into the garage. So just a slight break. We did a pickup order for groceries because we spend a whole lot less when we do it that way. So it's time to make the trip into town and go pick up the groceries. Pick this back up in a minute. Okay, I'm sorry about the light. It's terrible, but I need to make sure my propane heaters are working good. Okay, so one of the big selling points of the Big Buddy heaters is that they'll run off of 2 small tanks, and they can run off these big tanks. Well, the smaller ones can too, but it's better set up to use these on the Big Buddy heaters. The problem is you've got this long hose that may be 6, 8, 10, 12 feet long, and you have to purge all the air out of this thing before this thing will light. So what I generally do, because otherwise it just takes forever, is I will install one of the regular size bottles on one of the, normally on the left side. And see, you can see in here, this just has this connector. I'll go ahead and screw this in while I'm here. And on this side, you have this quick connector right here. I'm not sure if you could see that in there, but there's a quick connect for one of the big bottles as well as this. So I always put my small bottle in on the other side. Of course, make sure your bottle's off. And then I'll screw this hose in. You can see how that's knurled and does not have flats on it for a wrench. That's a pretty good clue to just put that finger tight. Once that's in, of course, I've got my big bottle shut off. Big bottle is shut off. I don't have any gas coming out here. And then I'll start it. You see that pilot light going? I'll start it, put it on high, and I'm gonna let this thing run for just a minute. Let it get good and heated up. The couple minutes that I'm here with this it's not gonna harm that propane bottle. You can't really see it because of the light, but this is getting orange. And then I'll come over here and slowly turn on the big bottle. Slowly turn on this. And then while this is heating up, it's letting the air purge out of this big line. I'll let it run for 3 or 4 minutes like that. It doesn't take very long. Okay, well, it's been a few minutes. So I'll just come over here and take this bottle loose. Because you'll go through these in nothing flat, man. Super fast. And now I've got all the air purged out of that big line and I can run it off my big bottle. And believe it or not, these things will last a long time. Like a really long time. Of course, when you're done, disconnect your bottle, shut off your gas, do all that other stuff that we all know we need to be doing. And we'll go ahead and fire this one up. This one has the striker back here. It's compared to the other one, which is in the knob. The newer ones may have changed that, I don't know. But let's go ahead and turn this one on. Push down and hold for just a few seconds. There's the pilot. Wait till it stabilizes and stops fluttering. Crank it up to high, and you can see it's working just fine. All the way off, pilot's lights out. So these are good to go for the winter. I don't know how much it matters, but I always save these disposable caps. I put them back on there. I don't know how much it matters, but at least it makes me feel like I'm doing my part to keep the dust out of my heaters. So we got a good bit done today. It's starting to get pretty close to supper time, so probably gonna call that quits for the day. We did get a bunch of stuff done that we needed to. But I have a question. Would y'all like to see these four-wheelers right here? Would y'all like to see, getting those up and running? Or maybe this lawnmower? Give me some suggestions on what y'all like to see. And yes, we're still gonna do the prepping type videos and stuff, but I think it's important to also see just the normal day-to-day stuff that happens just from being on a homestead. And while I've got y'all here, I have another thing that I need a suggestion on. Let me show you. Okay, see all these piles of dirt? What these are is they're like gopher holes, and they're everywhere, man. I mean, everywhere. I need some suggestions on how to get rid of these little boogers, man. I don't want them digging up my yard. See, they're just absolutely everywhere. So I need to get rid of these guys. And I'm open to suggestions from y'all on the best way to go about doing that. Over here, they're really bad. This is where I turn around to park every day. But what's the best way to get rid of these guys? Look at this. They're just tearing this up, man. Every day I come out and they've dug more holes. Look at this over here, guys. They're just dozens of them everywhere. I gotta get rid of these dudes.